Think you know all the coolest pickup trucks? Get ready to be shocked. These rare and weird pickups are so unusual that you've probably never even heard of them. Number 15. Dodge Shelby Dakota, 1989. The Dodge Shelby Dakota, 1989, is one of the rarest and weirdest pickup trucks ever made. Dodge only built 1,475 of these trucks, which means spotting one today is like finding a unicorn in a parking lot. They came in just two colors, 995 in exotic red and 480 in bright white. It was a one-year wonder, never made again after 1989, making it one of the most unique muscle trucks in history. At first glance, the Shelby Dakota looked different from any other pickup on the road. It had blacked-out bumpers, grille, and fender flares, plus a special body-colored light bar that gave it a tough, almost futuristic look. Shelby also added 15-inch 5-spoke wheels with performance tires and a front air dam to make it more aggressive. To make sure no one mistook it for a regular Dodge Dakota, Shelby graphics covered the sides, tailgate, and even the top of the windshield. Inside, it had a red bench seat with charcoal inserts, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, and a special nameplate with the truck's production number. Under the hood, this pickup had some serious muscle. Dodge originally offered the Dakota with a 4-cylinder engine or a 6-cylinder engine, but Shelby took things to another level by cramming in a 317 cubic inch V8 engine. It had 175 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque, which was powerful for a truck of its size. To make it fit, Shelby removed the regular belt-driven fan and replaced it with an electric fan, which gave it a small horsepower boost. The truck had a 4-speed automatic transmission with overdrive, a limited-slip rear axle, and performance shocks for better handling. When tested, the Shelby Dakota accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.7 seconds and ran the quarter mile in 16.5 seconds. That might seem slow today, but back then, it was a rocket for a pickup. Even though Dodge never made another Shelby Dakota, this truck helped kickstart the muscle truck craze of the 1990s. Number 14. 1962 GMC Fenderside Crew Cab. The 1962 GMC Fenderside Crew Cab is one of the rarest and weirdest pickups ever made. Only 6 of these trucks were built that year, and today, just 1 remains in the United States. Unlike regular trucks, this one was specially ordered and designed for industrial jobs, especially for railroad work. Most of these trucks disappeared over time, making this one a true piece of history. At first glance, the GMC Fenderside Crew Cab looks different from any other pickup. It has 4 doors instead of the usual 2, making it longer than most trucks of its time. It was originally made to carry a 6-person work crew to job sites, which was rare back then. The trucks built for railroads even had steel wheels that could drive on train tracks. This particular truck, however, was ordered by a family man named Ray Rain, who wanted it for vacations. He made it even stranger by adding a bigger rear window, a 9-foot bed, a large rear step bumper, and a high-dramatic automatic transmission. Under the hood, this truck had an engine choice that made it stand out even more. Most railroad versions had diesel engines, but Ray ordered him with a 305 cubic inch V6 gasoline engine. This gave it strong power for carrying loads and long drives. The 4-speed hydromatic automatic transmission made it easier to drive than many trucks of its time. To keep the original design, later owners rebuilt the engine instead of replacing it with a modern one. Even after decades, the GMC Fenderside Crew Cab remains in great condition. The interior was restored with early 60s style fabric, and the chrome bumpers and trim make it shine. Unlike railroad trucks, which had plain painted parts, this one has stylish details like white wall tires and two-tone paint. Today, its owner, Oscar Lopez, enjoys driving it rather than keeping it in a garage. Wherever he takes it, people are amazed because they have never seen anything like it. That's because nothing else like it exists. Number 13. Dodge Midnight Express Truck, 1978. The 1978 Dodge Midnight Express Truck is one of the rarest and strangest pickups ever made. Only 2,188 units of its twin, the Lil Red Express, were produced, but the Midnight Express is even rarer. It had all the same powerful features, but came in a sleek black paint job instead of bright red. This truck was a part of Dodge's Adult Toys lineup, which included wild-looking custom trucks designed for performance. Today, spotting a real Midnight Express is nearly impossible, making it a true collector's dream. One look at the Midnight Express, and it is clear this was no ordinary pickup. It had massive chrome exhaust stacks rising behind the cab, just like a big rig. The cargo bed was lined with real oak wood and had gold lettering on the doors that made it stand out. Unlike regular trucks, it sat on wider chrome-slotted wheels, with the rear ones even bigger. The black paint and gold graphics made it look like something out of a movie, while its tough steering wheel and chrome-trimmed engine bay added even more style. Beneath its wild looks, the Midnight Express had serious muscle. Under the hood was a 360 cubic inch V8 engine, originally built for police cars. It had a 4-barrel carburetor, cold air induction, special cylinder heads, and heavy-duty valve springs, making it one of the fastest American vehicles of its time. It produced 225 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, enough to leave sports cars in the dust. A modified 3-speed automatic transmission sent power to the rear wheels, while the lack of a catalytic converter gave it even more speed. Even though the Midnight Express was a high-performance truck, many were used for daily work, making surviving models even rarer today. Some magazines tested this truck and found it could reach 100 miles per hour faster than any American vehicle of its era. Today, it remains one of the most legendary pickups ever built, with a mix of wild looks and real muscle. There has never been another truck like it. I hope you enjoy this video. Stay tuned with us until the video ends, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Number 12, Ford Sky Ranger Convertible, 1991. The 1991 Ford Sky Ranger Convertible is one of the rarest and strangest pickups ever made. Only 17 units were ever built, making it almost impossible to find today. Unlike most trucks, this one had no solid roof. Instead, it was turned into a convertible, which was nearly unheard of for pickups. Even though Dodge made a drop-top Dakota, Ford never officially produced a convertible Ranger, making the Sky Ranger even more mysterious. One look at the Sky Ranger, and it is clear this was not a regular truck. The roof could fold down neatly behind the front seats, giving it a look that no other Ranger had. Instead of a normal roll bar, it had a forward-slanting Targa surround, which looked sleek but may not have been the safest in a crash. Some models had lower aero kits, while others did not, adding to their unique style. The company behind this strange creation was Professional Auto Crafters, not Ford itself. Under the hood, the Sky Ranger had real power. It was equipped with a 244 cubic inch V6 engine, paired with a 5-speed manual transmission. This setup sent power to all 4 wheels, making it strong enough for both off-road driving and cruising on highways. Despite being a convertible, it still had the power and durability of a truck. One owner added a new air conditioning unit in 2014, making sure it still worked like new even after many years. Even though Ford never mass-produced the Sky Ranger, some of these trucks were actually sold through Ford dealerships. Today, only a handful remain, and most are in remarkably good condition. Some were barely driven, with one example having only 7,600 miles on it. This makes the Sky Ranger not only one of the rarest pickups ever, but also one of the strangest. A convertible truck was a risky idea, and Ford ultimately never went through with it, leaving the Sky Ranger as a rare piece of forgotten automotive history. There has never been another truck like it. Number 11, Dodge Rod Hall, Signature Edition, 1990. The 1990 Dodge Rod Hall Signature Edition is one of the rarest and weirdest pickup trucks ever built. Only 33 units were produced, making it nearly impossible to find today. This was not Dodge's first attempt at making a Rod Hall signature truck. An earlier version in 1987 was recalled for being unsafe, but in 1990, Dodge tried again, this time with help from Carroll Shelby, another racing legend. Just by looking at it, the Rod Hall truck stands out. It had a bold red, orange, and yellow paint job, making it look ready to dominate off-road races. A custom roll bar sat on the truck bed, originally with extra fog lights on top. The front bumper had a strong brush guard with Rod Hall branded lights, but some trucks lost these parts over time. Even the wheels were special, featuring ultra-branded rims. This was not a typical Dodge Ram. It was built for the desert, with modifications that made it look and feel like a true off-road racer. Under the hood, this truck had serious power. It came with a 317 cubic inch V8 engine producing 170 horsepower. Unlike most race trucks, it had an automatic transmission, making it easier to drive. Dodge also added stiffer shocks and special off-road suspension, but this was exactly what got the 1987 models recalled for safety reasons. No one knows if all the 1990 trucks kept these modifications, but they were designed to handle rough terrain. Even though only 33 units were built, the Rod Hall Signature Edition never became a collector's favorite. Some of these trucks have disappeared, while others have been found in salvage yards. The truck was extremely rare, but its value today is unclear. Some believe it is a forgotten piece of Dodge racing history, while others see it as just an odd-looking old truck. Either way, the 1990 Dodge Rod Hall Signature Edition remains one of the weirdest and most unique pickups ever made. Number 10, Jeep J10 Honcho, 1983. The 1983 Jeep J10 Honcho is one of the rarest and weirdest pickup trucks ever made. Only 1,264 units of the sportside model were built between 1980 and 1983, making it a true collector's item. The Honcho was not its own truck, but a special trim package for the Jeep J10, which added flashy graphics and a few rugged extras. Even though Jeep made plenty of J10s, finding a sportside Honcho today is like discovering buried treasure. Just by looking at it, one can see that this truck was wildly different from other pickups of its time. The Honcho came with bold striping and oversized decals, making sure everyone noticed it. Jeep gave buyers options like a Levi's interior, which meant the seats were covered in denim fabric, just like a pair of jeans. A factory roll bar added an extra layer of toughness, making it look ready for any adventure. Unlike most normal trucks, the Honcho was only available in sportside, stepside, or short bed versions, which gave it a unique, boxy shape that stood out on the road. Beneath its unusual design, the 1983 Jeep J10 Honcho had some serious power. It came with engine options, like a 258 cubic inch inline six-cylinder or a 360 cubic inch V8. These engines produced between 112 and 175 horsepower, which was plenty for both work and off-road fun. One of its most impressive features was Quadra-Track, an advanced full-time four-wheel drive system that gave the Honcho excellent traction on rough terrain. Even though it was rare and powerful, the Honcho never became a mainstream success. Today, some of these trucks have been restored, while others sit forgotten in barns or salvage yards. Collectors love them for their strange appearance and limited production, but their fuel efficiency and maintenance costs make them less appealing to some buyers. Whether seen as a legend or just an odd relic, the 1983 Jeep J10 Honcho remains one of the rarest and weirdest pickup trucks ever built. Number 9. Chevrolet S10 EV, 1997 to 1998. The Chevrolet S10 EV is one of the rarest and strangest pickup trucks ever made. General Motors only built 492 units between 1997 and 1998, making it almost impossible to find today. Most of these trucks were leased to fleet customers, and very few were ever sold. After some time, General Motors recalled and destroyed most of them, just like they did with the EV1 electric coupe. That means only a handful of these electric trucks still exist, making them one of the rarest pickups in history. At first glance, the S10 EV looked like a regular Chevrolet S10 pickup, but it had several weird and unusual features. Unlike normal gas-powered trucks, this one had no exhaust pipe, no fuel tank, and no engine noise. It had a short 6-foot cargo bed and a half-tonneau cover to improve aerodynamics. One of the strangest things about this truck was that it had front-wheel drive, even though normal S10s were rear-wheel drive. Also, it had a fuel-fired heater that ran on diesel, which is odd for an electric vehicle. Instead of plugging in like modern electric cars, the S10 EV used a charging paddle system, where you had to insert a special device into the front of the truck to charge it. Under the hood, the Chevrolet S10 EV had no gas engine at all. Instead, it came with a 116 horsepower, 3-phase AC electric motor, which made 114 horsepower. It had two battery options, lead-acid batteries in 1997 and nickel-metal hydride batteries in 1998. The second version had a longer range and lighter weight, making it slightly better. The truck could drive between 45 and 60 miles on a full charge, depending on speed and road conditions. Its top speed was 70 miles per hour, which was 10 miles per hour slower than the EV1 electric coupe. Even though the S10 EV was ahead of its time, it never became popular. It was expensive, had a short driving range, and was not practical for most truck owners. Today, it is a forgotten piece of automotive history with only a few surviving units. This makes the Chevrolet S10 EV one of the rarest and weirdest pickup trucks ever built. Number 8. GMC Sierra Grande Olympic Edition, 1976. The GMC Sierra Grande Olympic Edition is one of the rarest and most unusual pickup trucks ever made. In 1976, General Motors built only 630 units to celebrate the Summer Olympics in Montreal, Canada. This was a special edition truck that was never sold in the United States, making it even more unique. Unlike other trucks from that time, it was designed specifically for the Olympics, which was something General Motors had never done before. At first glance, the Olympic Edition looked very different from a regular GMC Sierra Grande. It had a bright white body with a bold red stripe running across the sides and hood. A special Olympic decal was placed on the stripe, and it even had a unique hood ornament featuring the Olympic logo. On top of that, the truck was covered in shiny chrome, from the grille and mirrors to the wheel moldings and bumpers. Under the hood, the Sierra Grande Olympic Edition was powered by a 350 cubic inch V8 engine that made 165 horsepower. It may not have been the fastest truck, but it was definitely one of the rarest and strangest pickups ever built. Number 7, 1991, GMC Syclone. The GMC Syclone is one of the rarest and strangest pickup trucks ever built. In 1991, General Motors produced only 2,998 units, making it a true collector's item today. Unlike regular trucks, the Syclone was not made for hauling heavy loads or off-road adventures. Instead, it was built to race against sports cars, which is something no other pickup truck had done before. At first glance, the Syclone looked completely different from other trucks of its time. It sat lower than a regular GMC Sonoma, had black paint with gray body cladding, and featured bright red decals. The aggressive stance and sleek design made it look more like a street racer than a work truck. Even though it was a pickup, it had a warning label on the sun visor telling owners not to take it off-road. That is definitely not something you see in a typical truck. Under the hood, the Syclone had a powerful engine that shocked everyone. It was equipped with a 262 cubic inch turbocharged V6 engine that produced 280 horsepower and an incredible 360 pound-feet of torque. Power was sent through a 4-speed automatic transmission to an all-wheel drive system, making sure the truck had maximum grip and speed. With this setup, the Syclone was faster than most sports cars of its time. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 5 seconds, which was quicker than a Chevrolet Corvette. No other pickup truck had ever been designed to be this fast on the road. But because of its low ride height and street tires, it was not great at carrying loads or driving on rough terrain. Even though the Syclone was a huge hit among car fans, GMC only built it for 1 year. After that, the company switched to making the GMC Typhoon, an SUV version of the Syclone. Today, with so few Syclones left, it is considered a true classic and one of the weirdest pickup trucks ever made. Number 6, Dodge Dakota Sport Convertible, 1990 to 1991. The Dodge Dakota Sport Convertible is one of the rarest and strangest pickup trucks ever made. Dodge built only 2,842 units in 1989, followed by just 909 units in 1990, and a final 8 trucks in 1991. That makes it one of the scarcest trucks in history. Unlike most pickups, this one had something no other truck had: a soft, convertible roof. At first glance, the Dakota Sport Convertible looked like a mix between a truck and a summer cruiser. It had a manually operated vinyl roof, making it the only convertible pickup truck sold in the United States at the time. Dodge hired American Sunroof Corporation to modify regular Dakota trucks into these unique convertibles. A padded roll bar was installed behind the seats for safety, which made it even more unusual. The truck also had European-inspired blackout styling, silver graphics on the sides, and 5-spoke steel wheels with chrome trim. Under the hood, the Dakota Sport Convertible had 2 engine options. The base model came with a 153 cubic inch 4-cylinder engine, while a more powerful 238 cubic inch V6 engine was available. Buyers could choose between a 5-speed manual transmission or an optional 4-speed automatic transmission. Unlike most pickups, this one was built more for style than for work, so it was available with both 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive options. Even though the Dakota Sport Convertible had a fun and sporty design, it was not a big sales success. The high cost, $3,000 more than a regular Dakota, made it too expensive for most truck buyers. Dodge stopped production after 3 years, and no other company made a factory-built convertible pickup after that. Today, the Dodge Dakota Sport Convertible is a forgotten classic. With so few built, finding one in good condition is nearly impossible. It may not have been the most practical truck, but it was definitely one of the weirdest and rarest pickups ever made. Number 5. Ford F-250 Bigfoot Cruiser, 1987 to 1990. The Ford F-250 Bigfoot Cruiser, 1987 to 1990, is one of the rarest and strangest pickup trucks ever made. Ford only produced 300 of these special edition trucks, making them incredibly hard to find today. The Bigfoot Cruiser was created to promote Bob Chandler's famous Bigfoot monster truck, which was the biggest name in the sport at the time. Even though it was not a full-sized monster truck, this special Ford F-250 had the look and attitude of one. However, its short production run, unusual modifications, and later recall issues made it a rare and almost forgotten truck. One of the weirdest things about the Ford F-250 Bigfoot Cruiser was its wild appearance. Unlike regular pickup trucks, this one came with a huge 3-inch suspension lift, making it sit much higher than normal. It had massive 33-inch off-road tires, a heavy-duty aftermarket front bumper with a winch, and a double-hoop roll bar with powerful off-road lights. The dark blue paint was covered in bold blue and gold Bigfoot graphics running across the entire body. Ford wanted this truck to stand out, and it definitely did. However, a major recall forced many owners to remove some of these unique parts, making the surviving trucks even rarer. Under the hood, the Ford F-250 Bigfoot Cruiser had a powerful engine to match its aggressive look. Most of these trucks came with a 460 cubic inch V8 engine, which provided plenty of horsepower for both off-roading and highway driving. It was paired with an automatic transmission and had features like power windows, power locks, tilt steering, and even air conditioning. The truck was made to be comfortable while still looking like an off-road beast. Despite its monster truck inspiration, it was still easy to drive on regular roads, making it a unique mix of extreme styling and everyday usability. In the end, the Ford F-250 Bigfoot Cruiser was a strange but exciting truck that captured the monster truck craze of the late 1980s. Its massive size, bold graphics, and rare production numbers make it a true collector's item today. With only limited numbers ever built, and many losing their original parts due to recalls, finding one in its full Bigfoot glory is nearly impossible. This truck may not have been a real monster truck, but it was as close as you could get, straight from a dealership. Number 4. Chevrolet 454 SS, 1990 to 1993. The Chevrolet 454 SS, 1990 to 1993, is one of the rarest and most unusual pickup trucks ever built. Over its 4-year production run, Chevrolet made only 16,953 of these high-performance trucks. That might sound like a lot, but compared to other trucks, it was a tiny number. At the time, Chevrolet was known for making strong and reliable pickups, but a performance-focused truck was something completely new. The idea was simple but strange. Take a regular work truck and turn it into a muscle truck by dropping in a massive big block engine. One of the weirdest things about the Chevrolet 454 SS was its bold and aggressive look. Unlike most trucks of the time, which came in different colors and trims, this one was originally available only in black. Later, Chevrolet added red and white as options, but the black version remained the most famous. The truck had bright red bucket seats inside, making it feel more like a sports car than a pickup. Outside, it had 454 SS decals on the sides and sat on 15-inch wheels that looked small compared to modern performance trucks. The truck also had a single cab, short bed design, which made it smaller and lighter than other full-size pickups. Under the hood, the Chevrolet 454 SS had an engine that was both powerful and unusual for a truck. It used a 454 cubic inch V8 engine, also known as the 454 Big Block. This engine was originally designed for muscle cars in the 1970s, but by the 90s it was mostly used in heavy-duty trucks. The engine had electronic fuel injection, making it more modern than older versions. But it still wasn't as powerful as the classic muscle car engines of the past. It produced between 230 and 255 horsepower, with a massive amount of torque, over 400 pound-feet. In the end, the Chevrolet 454 SS was a strange mix of muscle car power and pickup truck practicality. It wasn't the fastest truck of its time, but it proved that there was a demand for high-performance pickups. This truck helped pave the way for later performance trucks like the Ford Lightning and Dodge Ram SRT-10. Today, it remains a rare and unusual collector's item, standing as a reminder of a time when Chevrolet decided to do something truly different. Number 3. Ford SVT Lightning, 1993 to 1995. The Ford SVT Lightning, 1993 to 1995, was one of the rarest and strangest trucks Ford ever built. Over its short production run, only about 11,000 were made, making it even rarer than the Chevrolet 454 SS. This truck was not just another version of the popular Ford F-150. It was something completely different. It was built by Ford's Special Vehicle Team, a group known for making high-performance vehicles, and was meant to compete with Chevrolet's muscle truck. At the time, most trucks were made for work, but the Lightning was made to be fast. One of the weirdest things about the Ford SVT Lightning was how it looked. At first glance, it seemed like a regular F-150, but a closer look revealed that it had been heavily modified. It sat lower to the ground than other trucks, giving it a sporty stance that was unusual for a pickup. It had unique 17-inch wheels, a special front air dam, and bold Lightning decals on the sides. Unlike other Ford trucks, which were designed for hauling and towing, this one looked like it belonged on a racetrack. It was available in just 3 colors, black, red, and white, making it stand out even more. Under the hood, the Ford SVT Lightning had an engine that was powerful, but not what you would expect in a muscle truck. Instead of using a massive big block engine like the Chevrolet 454 SS, Ford used a 354 cubic inch V8 called the 351 Windsor. This engine had special high-flow cylinder heads and other upgrades that helped it make 240 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque. It was paired with a 4-speed automatic transmission, and the truck could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7 seconds, which was very quick for a truck at the time. In the end, the Ford SVT Lightning was a strange mix of speed and practicality. It was not the most powerful truck of its time, but it was one of the first to prove that performance pickups could be fun and exciting. It paved the way for future high-performance trucks like the Ford Raptor and Dodge Ram SRT-10. Today, it remains a rare and unusual collector's item, remembered as one of Ford's boldest and weirdest creations. Number 2. International Harvester Scout 2 Pickup, 1977 to 1980. The International Harvester Scout 2 Pickup, 1977 to 1980, was one of the rarest trucks of its time. While precise production numbers for the specific model are hard to find, it is estimated that over 500,000 Scout vehicles, including all models, were built before production ended in 1980. Compared to other popular trucks of the era, this number was quite small, making the Scout 2 Pickup a unique and uncommon sight on the road. It was not just rare, it was a truck that looked strange, drove differently, and had features that made it stand out from the rest. One of the weirdest things about the Scout 2 Pickup was its appearance. At first glance, it seemed like a regular truck, but the details made it look unusual. It had a short, boxy design with sharp edges that gave it an old-school, rugged look. The headlights were small and square, sitting inside a wide, flat grille that looked outdated even in the 1970s. Instead of a normal truck bed, the Scout 2 Pickup had a half-cab roof with a fixed bulkhead, which made it look more like a tiny, chopped-down SUV than a real truck. The roll-up windows and simple interior made it feel like something built for farm work, not city driving. Under the hood, the International Harvester Scout 2 Pickup had a variety of engine options, but none were what you would expect in a high-performance truck. It had choices ranging from a 195 cubic inch 4-cylinder engine to a massive 403 cubic inch V8. The most common option was the 342 cubic inch V8, which produced around 170 horsepower and had enough torque to pull heavy loads. Buyers could choose between a 3-speed automatic or a 4-speed manual transmission. 4-wheel drive was also an option, making the truck capable of handling rough terrain. In the end, the International Harvester Scout 2 pickup was a strange mix of a truck and an SUV. It was not as popular as other pickups of its time, but it had a dedicated group of fans who appreciated its unique design and off-road abilities. Even though production ended in 1980, the Scout 2 pickup is still remembered as one of the most unusual and rare trucks ever made. Today, it is a collector's item, proving that sometimes the weirdest vehicles become the most interesting ones. Number 1, Studebaker Champ, 1961. The Studebaker Champ pickup from 1961 was one of the rarest trucks of its time. In fact, its production numbers were shockingly low. Only about 5,500 were built in both 1960 and 1961, making it an uncommon sight on the road. Over the next few years, production barely improved, and by the time the final version rolled out in 1964, only 2,509 units were made. With such a small number produced, the Studebaker Champ became one of the most unusual and overlooked trucks in history. One reason the Studebaker Champ looked so strange was that it borrowed parts from a car. Instead of designing an entirely new front end, Studebaker took the grille and cab from the Lark, a compact car introduced in 1959. The result was a pickup that looked like someone had taken a regular car and stuck a truck bed on the back. Its grille had thick horizontal bars instead of Lark's delicate crosshatch design, and its bumpers were mounted lower to match the truck's higher stance. The wide-box version, introduced in early 1961, was not even Studebaker's own design. It was borrowed from Dodge. This mix-and-match approach gave the Champ a weird, patchwork appearance that made it stand out. Under the hood, the Studebaker Champ had an unusual selection of engines. The base engine was a 170 cubic inch six-cylinder that produced 90 horsepower. In 1961, an overhead valve version replaced the old L-head engine, increasing horsepower to 110. For more power, buyers could choose a 245 cubic inch six-cylinder with 118 horsepower, or upgrade to a V8 engine. The V8 options included a 259 cubic inch engine with 180 horsepower and a 289 cubic inch engine with 210 horsepower. Only the V8 models could be ordered with an automatic transmission. Despite its odd looks and limited production, the Studebaker Champ remains a fascinating piece of truck history. It was a truck that borrowed from a car, used parts from other companies, and never sold in large numbers. Today, it is one of the rarest and weirdest pickups ever made. These pickups stand out not only for their rarity, but also for their unique designs and the stories behind their creation. Which one is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below.